In our previous examples, we had a look at the acquisition of a loan from a creditor. In this example, we'll have a look at the payment of that loan to the creditor. Thomson Shipping paid their first installment on the loan from SNB to the amount of 2,000 Rand. So again, what is the effect of the transaction on the basic accounting equation? We know that this involves a loan, and we know that loans are a liability. We also know that this was an amount paid by Thomson Shipping, and this would be out of the bank account. Bank account is always an asset. Then we need to identify the accounts involved. We've already stated that this was a loan repayment, and that we must also remember to always specify the name of the creditor on the ledger account. Then we know that this was money paid out of the bank account, which means that the ledger account would be bank. Then we need to ensure that the debited amount is equal to the credited amount. In the previous example, we learned that assets decrease on the credit side. And previously we learned that liabilities increase on the credit side, which means that they decrease on the debit side. Then we need to make sure that the amounts correlate. We can see that our assets have decreased by 2,000 Rand, and also that our liabilities have decreased by 2,000 Rand. In the following examples, we'll have a look at transactions affecting income and expenditure. Firstly, we'll have a look at cash income. Thomson Shipping provided services to a client and received a cash payment of 1,000 Rand. So again, we'll have a look at the effect of the transaction on the basic accounting equation. We know that this was cash received, which means that our bank account increases, and bank is always an asset. Then we know that it was a cash payment that we received, which makes it an income. And as we established earlier, according to the basic accounting equation, income and expenditures affect equity. Then we need to identify the accounts involved, which we've basically already done. Bank and income. Then we need to ensure that the debited amount is equal to the credited amount. Assets always increase on the debit side. Equity always increases on the credit side. And as we can see, the amounts correlate to each other. In our next example, we'll look at credit income. Thomson Shipping provided services on credit to I'm creditor for 5,000 Rand. Again, what is the effect of the transaction on the basic accounting equation? We know that services were provided, and this is an income. We also know that income and expenditures affect equity. Then we know that the services were provided for on credit, which means that the customer owes us this money, which makes it an asset. Then we need to identify the accounts involved. We've already established that this is an income on the one side, and on the other side of the ledger, we will put this under debtors control, because the customer is indebted to us for the amount of 5,000 Rand. Then we need to ensure that the debited amount is equal to the credited amount. We know that assets increase on the debit side. And we also know that equity increases on the credit side. Then we need to make sure that the amounts correlate. We can see that on the debit side we have 5,000 Rand, and on the credit side we have 5,000 Rand.